This episode of Lore Drop is sponsored by Katie Veal. Hope to see you in the family soon, cousin.
Yeah, and I feel normal about receiving compliments.
Totally,
So
yeah.
this is really comfortable for me.
You're stuck.
And it's going to be put on the internet forever.
Oh, good. Hey, you know what? It's a good thing I don't listen to podcasts.
A Reinvent podcast. I'm Abby, the executive director of Reinvent Productions.
I'm Ben, the creative and artistic director.
And today we have not one but two extra party members. We've got our friends James, and then first time on the pod, Julia.
Yay!
They are our two writers for Talon Squad, Trust and Turmoil. This is an origin story episode.
Yeah.
The next couple weeks, we're going to be doing episodes with some of our actors from Talon Squad, Trust and Turmoil to give you guys a little sneak peek and some behind-the-scenes information about our upcoming devised stage show. But before we get too far into that, we got to decide what animated quartet we are. And James has just prepped.
Okay.
He's got a notes app on his phone.
I thought sprung to me at work today.
Okay.
And quartets are like kind of hard to think about. But the one that came to mind were the four penguins from Madagascar.
Yes, good. Okay, which one is which?
So there's Skipper, who's like the confident, kind of leader guy, and is very direct. Then we got Kowalski, who's kind of the right hand man, but the brains of the operations. We got Rico, who's pretty hot-headed and just blows things up all the time. Yeah. And then we got Private, who's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
But he's very sweet. He's very, very sweet.
He's our Kyle.
Yes. He's
Kyle.
very much like Kyle.
Yeah.
So, who likes to blow things up? Actually, don't answer that.
It kind of depends on the day, which of the four of us are everybody.
Yeah,
For sure.
I would like to hold on. Let me see.
I feel like in this quartet, I hit Rico the most often.
Yes.
Out of the four of us.
I think. Okay, listen. I think that I'm Skipper and Jules is my Kowalski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm the Kyle of this.
Yeah, you can be the Kyle of this. This is the only time that this will happen.
No, truly.
For you to be the Kyle of the group.
Of the four of us, I'm definitely the one who's like, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go."
Yeah,
no, totally.
Jules and I are getting the stuff done. Ben's over in the corner.
It's me in the corner.
And me in the back,
Yay!
You said quartet. I also immediately started thinking through quartets. They're not technically a quartet, but Little Mermaid, the Prince, the Flounder, and the Lobster. That was
Sebastian.
my first.
Sebastian.
And Sebastian. That was my
Interesting.
first thought.
Nice.
Who
That's
would
funny.
be? Wait, okay, hold on. We can have two for this. Who would be who in this?
I didn't think that far. I just thought of four people who I thought could kind of fit the vibes, and I think it's because I'm looking at you and you have red hair.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
I went, wait, the Little Mermaid.
So
That's fine.
So Ariel, Ben is Eric. So which one of us? Well,
I think. Hold on. Okay, and I actually think that maybe Flounder isn't part of it.
Okay.
But I think, maybe. I just feel like either I'm the lobster or I'm the bird.
Okay, if we're gonna keep going
Scuttle,
with the
yeah.
same theme as the Madagascar, then you're definitely Sebastian, and
For sure.
I'm the dumbass bird.
And you know what?
Wonderful stuff.
That's kind of a fun
human
trio
stuff.
too.
Yes, no, 100%.
Get the
Nice.
prince out of here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You guys are in your little rowboat going
Yeah,
around,
yeah.
and James is in the background like.
I saw a production of Little Mermaid floating around Facebook where they had a fly system. Because I've seen this a few times where for Ariel's transformation they have it that they fly her out. Well, because they probably paid $10,000 in insurance, they used it as much as they could. So they had Scuttle flying during Kiss the
That
Girl across the
is
stage.
That is
Beautiful.
wild.
And I was like, that's great. I was like, you use that insurance as much as you can.
I love that.
Anyway, man, I can't wait for the day where we can fly somebody in at a reinvent show.
Oh man, it's game over for y'all.
I think we could make it happen now. You just throw a rope with a big enough weight
No.
over one of the battens.
Okay.
No.
And you just get me on the other side to just really pull really hard. But get someone light up there. I could definitely make Emily fly right now.
Okay.
That's crazy. I was
see
gonna
if
like
Heather listens to this episode.
I was gonna like if we're gonna put a guinea pig, then we just gotta throw Andrew up there.
He would do it.
I know. Yeah. No.
Yes.
Totally.
And Mr. OSHA, please don't listen to this episode.
I think the other one that we could easily convince into doing that is Matt. Just tell him, like,
Oh,
hey, we got
so
this idea
true.
for your circuit stuff.
So
and
true.
he's like, yeah, I'm
He'd be
game.
like, what? Yeah. Awesome, man. Okay.
That's a really good Matt impression. Anyway, okay. Let's start talking about Trust and Turmoil.
So Talon Squad Trust and Turmoil is our devised show for our 2026 season. And it is one that is as far as the process goes, a brand new process for our devised stuff, which is that we tried devising it from tabletop this time. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself in the notes. First off, we're going to talk about what it is. It is a show. The play follows the story of Talon Squad, a group of Cadence agents, as they investigate the death of their previous leader, Steve Raxwell, and the possibility of a subsection of traitors within Cadence. And this takes place in 2017. Of course, the original medium was tabletop RPG, features characters Celeste Knox, Titus Imogen, Juice Carton Copperfield, Bug, and Kyle Breaker.
I do think it's kind of fun that we've got two productions this season that are taking place within Universe 17's 2017 because Children of Destiny Cataclysm is also happening at the same time, at least this first season.
Yeah,
of it
season one's a couple months before.
So we've got a little bit of overlap happening, which is, I don't know, that's pretty neat.
Oh wait, no, Cataclysm is 2016.
I lied. Like a flyer.
Cut it out.
Well,
But
by the time we're
they
in
are
like a
connected.
close, we're in
Yeah.
a close.
Compared to the years of the other projects we've done, they are
Yes.
they are the closest in timeline to
Yes.
each other
Yeah,
so
like,
far.
Yeah, Lady Legacy Tale of the Tide took place in the year 2000.
Mm-hmm. What if it's 2031?
Yeah, so these are close enough.
Yeah, they're neighbors.
Yeah.
They both have a very recent
hi.
alien invasion in their past, right?
In their future.
In their
In
future,
their future, isn't
yeah.
it 2016 or is it
2026.
2020?
26. Okay.
Okay.
Alien
They have time.
invasion
They
will
have a
be
load.
happening.
Yeah.
Somebody can smell it in the air. They're like,
Rough.
Probably Zyro.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
yeah, probably.
But yeah, and that is the main lead in there that we have for it, but a lot of some inspirations going into this, at least in some of our early brainstorming things, come from a lot of like spy thrillers, also specifically from mine and Abby's end because it's what we were watching at the time. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was also on the brain a lot with some of the kind of like conspiracy theory stuff, and as well as Attack on Titan, because I think that's when we just had James start watching it.
Yeah. Well, and we've been talking about the fact that by the time we close the show at the end of May 2026, the show itself will be 18 months old. Because I remember distinctly during our run of Lady Legacy Tale of the Tide, sitting in the makeup room talking about the fact that Ben and I wanted to try tabletop for our next devised thing. And I do have the notes app on my phone of like people that I was like, okay, who would probably be willing to play and have the time for it? And it was our 5 Talon Squad members, Emily, JD, Monica, Deacon, and Andrew, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, some of the other notes I have are, if I remember, our early goals for the story with this one were to tell specifically a story that had a lot of emotional impact, but also featured an ensemble of central characters instead of like 1 to 3 lead characters at the center of the story like we had up till that point.
Yeah, because I think that stemmed from watching Lady Legacy rehearsals and us noticing that while the focus on Jim and Aaron and their story and stuff, there was like a lot of fun in watching the scenes with just the crew, like just the pirate crew, and watching them all like interact, and you know, this character and how they interact and how it plays into the overall scene and stuff. And I think like that like little like just watching that was like the catalyst for us wanting to do like an ensemble.
Well, and then there was also the fun work that was happening between our trio of the sirens with
yeah,
Jules,
100%.
Jules, Liz, and Courtney were our bad guys, and I say bad guys loosely for Liz and Courtney.
Yeah, for 2/3 of the trio. Yeah, for sure.
Our antagonists.
Because I have very fond memories of us sitting in my office, like working on siren stuff and like us just playing in rehearsal with things. I mean, that's how we got the character Alan as well. Was from Jules, you were an actor in both of our devised processes. So what if was a Fast and Furious one that we like technically wrote that show in 2 weeks. And man, it's hitting me really hard that like Jules is one of the 2 people other than me and Ben that has been with us since the beginning. It was you and Taylor that were at those first couple meeting, ones, because we were gonna have Ryan, but he was in Kinky Boots, so we didn't get him until to like a week and a half into our process. So how, I guess, like the jump from What If to Lady Legacy to now, what have you been noticing as we've been developing?
Well, I mean, really, I think it's just the development of the community that we've been able to see. And that's, I think, part of why these processes have been getting better, is because we're more connected as people. Like that very first one with What If, I mean, it was 4 of us in a room with a whiteboard. And everyone, I think, was kind of scared to talk, or at least, like, because everyone was like, "Hey, what are the boundaries of this group? Like, how do I fit in this?" And I was coming from a role of like I'd only known Abby in like a teacher capacity through like a formal university setting, not even like a casual teaching program. So I was like, "Okay, and am I allowed to cuss?" You know, like just some of those initial things.
Well, and so we were Ben and I were like, I have no idea, because I was kind of hesitant with What If of me going to Ben and saying like, "Hey, this is a project that I'm ending my residency with a theater with. Originally it was supposed to be a 30-minute project." Lols.
Nope.
Twas not. But like me asking Ben like, "Hey, we've talked about trying to maybe put Reinvent stuff on stage. Can this be the one that we try it with?" And you being so generous with the world of being willing to share was really cool. Because I think like that first devising rehearsal for What If, we spent like an hour just yapping about. Basically, it was an informal lore drop of just being like, "Oh, here's Desert City, here's Lady Legacy, here's options." Was fun
for sure. It was like the first meetings were like just anthologies of. Or like giving us the sandbox, and then we were just throwing out kind of like tropes that we were like, what if we did something with time loops, Groundhog Day, and the idea of grief, and then somehow that actually developed, which is really awesome.
So I remember you were the one who threw out the idea for time travel, and it took us a couple of days for me and Ben, and then like us as a group to talk about like how time travel would work within Reinvent, within the kind of multiverse it is. So there was a lot of that, but we did that so fast for What If. And then, which is why the What If second edition got several revisions as we went. So then we go to Lady Legacy, and then that was one, like, I'm gonna brag on Jules for a little bit. It was like I could tell you were much more confident going into this process.
Oh, for sure.
This time around. And then also, I think, I don't know, you got to play the baddie for this one, because I remember being like, I was like, okay, I want Jules to like be an actual bad guy, because she was another quote unquote bad guy in What If.
I was 2 bad guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
CJ is super not a bad guy.
Okay, but I've only ever played antagonists, actually, with Reinvent, which is really interesting. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to switch that up.
Yeah.
Because I'm so evil.
That's so funny.
So evil. Well, in that second process with Lady Legacy, we had a lot more structure going into it, which I think was really helpful because we had so many people.
Yes.
And so we were able to get a bunch of people together and be like, okay, play around with stuff in like putting together a pirate crew. But it was within a little bit more defined bounds.
Yes.
Then like, okay, here's a world. what do we want to do? There was already an idea, and like you knew that you wanted to tell like Jim and Aaron's story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that turned into a pirate thing, and then everyone who joined the process like brought something really interesting to it, and was able to kind of develop a character through more structured improv versus just like throw spaghetti at a wall.
Yeah.
And say words type of improv.
Yeah.
Well, and then if we're going to talk about structured improv, TTRPGs,
Ooh, yeah.
very much structured
Yes.
improv. And it depends on the kind of RPG that you're playing. I am a kind of person, I hate combat in D&D or any other, like the mechanics of combat. I hate it. Like I don't, it stresses me out. Especially when it comes to D&D, I am, if you listen to the Aurora episode, I have horrible luck when it comes to rolling dice. The few nat 20s that I've gotten that have helped us out, like, were incredible, like me getting a baby dragon as a cohort and whatever. But more often than not, I rolled terribly. But I do love the just getting to sit around with my friends and tell a story and like really get to dive into the characters, which is what we used for Talon Squad, Trust, and Turmoil. Segue into devising from tabletop. So Ben, you were our tabletop director for this. Do you kind of want to talk about
the fancy term we've come up with for whoever the game master is for the tabletop portion of the devising process?
Yeah, because we had for Lady Legacy Tale of the Tide, I was the devising director, and then James was our production director for that. So you want to talk about that process?
Yeah, and I mean, this one, I think this was one that we really want, like, I remember early on we were trying really hard to like even push the boundaries more of like what we were going for and like how like the way we could really operate these things. And ironically, I do think we picked one of the least structured TTRPGs to run this in, as far as like, because it is just like a free sandbox of how to do all the mechanics and stuff in the Sentinel Comics RPG, which is what we used. But yeah, with this one, we had a 2-arc campaign that was played before we set Julia and James, our writers, on to actually turning out a play from it. But yeah, this is one. It's a fun one. Because a lot of it is the Sentinel Comics RPG is like intended specifically to focus on narrative storytelling throughout it, and to feel like you are playing through a comic book with the way that the mechanics and turn system and everything works. And so that really lent itself well, I think, towards like creating a story to pull to adapt from. Because it also has like a built-in, like, okay, here's a built-in 6-session story progression that you can have with the system as well. And so we got 6 of those sessions in normal one session chunks, and then our last 6 were all in one day.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a trip. Because so we ended up playing 2 arcs for this, and the first arc was one that, especially, this was like a brand new thing that we were trying out. So we had kept some like fairly big secrets from the players. And because of that, there were some like interesting things that came from it. But as we were finding through playing the game, it was one of those things, like our friend Ray ran into this whenever he was playing his first character within Reinvent. Like he picked a character that like worked for Project Alpha, but he was like, I don't know enough about Project Alpha itself to feel like I'm role playing this very well. So that was a problem that we were running into with people like that. I mean, it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just like everybody's learning the world. So we ended up having like kind of like a company meeting of being like, hey, there's some really good work happening. There's some bumps that are happening. How do we smooth this out? So after that, we finished up. The first arc that we played was the Demi arc, and or like the Project Alpha arc. We finished up that one, and I think it was fun the way that we finished up that arc because we had started doing these things called play dates, where it would basically be us doing long form improv, often in Monica Gomez's kitchen, which led to some really, really funny shenanigans. But with those play dates, we would have people play their characters, but then also the NPCs that everybody had come up with. We asked each.
That was part of our like midway through that first arc, our little meeting to like try and course correct. Was having everyone come up with 3 of their own characters who their player character was connected to or had some sort of relationship outside of the ones that we had already introduced.
Yeah.
Just to help the world feel a little bit more fleshed out and for them to also have like, I'm going to go talk to this person specifically.
Yes. So they'd play their, so like, for example, JD would be the one to play Titus, but then like he could play anybody else's NPCs as well. And so we'd take turns. Everybody had a really fun time fleshing out characters such as Cassie, which was one of Deacon's characters. We had a fun ghost story, long form day based off of one of Andrew's characters.
That one ruled.
That one was traumatizing.
Yeah, it was real. Oh yeah, I was the ghosty for that and got to mess with James. Oh man, that was fun. That was a great day. But so on that last arc, when we were finishing up the last section of the demi arc, what we did is we basically played pretend and played out the entirety of
did a recap
of what we did. So we recapped it by like just improvising in Monica's kitchen, and then we finished the last session with that. And then we moved into Ben set up the transition for the second arc, which was there is a traitor cell within Cadence, the organization that all these spies work for. And that's what ended up being our next arc. And we played that all in one day, and it was really great.
That was a very fun day. And it was interesting too. Something we didn't touch on was that we, all 4 of us, even before I think going to the table and playing the game, we had so many like writing meetings to
just like brainstorming
sessions. Yeah. To kind of discover what we all wanted to do with this. And I don't, I'm sure one of us still has that picture of the whiteboard with all the like ideas and stuff that we want to do the very first day and stuff. And I think if we probably go and look back on it, a lot of those ideas that we were coming up with ended up kind of making it into the final product and stuff, like a lot of betrayal and loyalty and like, who do you trust? And like, what do you do when like you look up to someone and they're not what you think they were and all that sort of stuff. But I loved those kind of brainstorming sessions we all did, because I think that was kind of our first time doing that within all the reinvent stuff, where we kind of had a group of people trying to figure out like what we wanted to do with this story and with these people.
Well, and this is also, especially, I remember throwing out the initial like sandbox of things, and including Project Alpha in there, of like truly one of the like darkest elements in reinvent. And look forward to that episode.
Yeah, it's a doozy. We have recorded that episode. That's a Monica episode that'll come out in a couple months, I think. But it was one that we were all like, we feel kind of gross. Yeah. Now.
But yeah, because up until then, it's like, oh yeah, we have villains that are kind of like have this sort of like hidden backstory or whatever, or other ones who are very like, I don't know if I would call Zoraida's backstory tragic, but much more of like, oh, we can understand her motivation at least. Right. These ones are just Project Alpha are just evil people.
Yes. 100%.
Yes. Yeah. But what was astounding about the Trust and Turmoil development process is that we did have some major discoveries about Project Alpha and then also Cadence, because these were 2 organizations that you had been using for tabletop. Like Project Alpha, one of the biggest ops for my character, Aurora, in Dynamite, and like for everybody
one
in
of the major
Dynamite
villains in that whole campaign.
Yeah. But it was like one of those things. It's like, oh, we know that Project Alpha is evil, but it's like,
but why?
Why? And this was something that like Jules was a major contributor for, of like writing up science. Like Jules is not pre-med yet, but half the time you're like,
I am pre-med, but I'm not med yet.
Okay.
I still have the pre in front of med.
She's got the pre-med. Jules is
hopefully not for long.
She's gonna be a doctor someday. It's gonna be great. But there were certain things, and we'll talk about this in one of our lost character episodes, as to not spoil things. But we wrote some medical logs for a certain experiment. And by we, I mean Jules. And by Jules writing, I mean she would hand me some of this documentation writing that she did. And I was like, I don't know which of this stuff is real and what's not. What's pseudoscience and what's real science? Like, you came up with this really cool thing about like you found like a thing of zebrafish.
Yeah. I based like nowadays the hot topic issue is CRISPR, where you do like gene editing with CRISPR, and so I created a fake system of CRISPR for the reinvent world. Based off of zebrafish.
Yeah, it was so
fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah, there were like things that there was one day that Kelton did a voice for a character that is one of the founders of Project Alpha, and he was having to read some of Julia's notes, and it was one of my favorite things I've heard him say, of being like, I think I'm gonna need accommodations like for the start testing.
Yeah, it was so good.
He's like, that's a lot of words.
Oops.
But it really is like I went and read through some of that just because I've been kind of playing around with starting to write some demi stuff. And I was like, oh, let me look back at some of the stuff that Jules wrote. And I was like, man, this was good stuff. So we got like some major development for like how that organization got started by doing that arc. And then we had like a lot of major development of like how Cadence as an organization is structured. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I oftentimes, whenever like people are like asking me about it, being like, oh, like, what is this? I was like, the closest thing I equate it to is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Can't really
I think that was another big inspiration too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely one. I was watching I think this was around the time it was dropping, or it was about to drop, so I was revisiting previous stuff, but I was also watching Andor quite a bit at the time, which Andor, if you guys haven't watched it, please do. It's hands down one of the most incredible things Star Wars has ever done. And like, get over yourself and go watch it. Like, it is fantastic. But a lot of what that show deals with is like political intrigue and like kind of how like systems that are in place kind of corrupt people. Yeah. And like how that leads to certain people getting kind of you know, the short end of the stick and all that sort of stuff. And so I think that was also kind of an inspiration as I was watching it, and we would go into these brainstorming sessions of me being like, yeah, no, let's do this and stuff. And there's one character in particular who inspired Steve, which I will get into later.
Yes, we will have a whole episode for Steve. This was the first full-length play that because Jules did a good chunk of like the writing process of this, because like you two would like go work on it together, and then Jules would go write it. How does it feel getting your first full-length play out?
Good. No, it does feel crazy because I really enjoy writing, but I mean, I just write short stories or fan fiction that no one reads, right? Like historically. And so to go from like essentially zero screenwriting experience to a whole show because they've got my name on it. Yeah. That was pretty sick.
It is pretty sick.
It is really sick.
It's been really cool to see you grow over the last couple of years of like getting to like go from being your teacher to your friend to like we're colleagues now. Like we, because not only was Jules like pretty like main writer with this process, she's also my assistant director for this, and you have been doing a fantastic job, which you kind of had a trial by fire of me getting really sick in the midst of like me doing an opera gig and then me getting sick in the middle of it. So I was out way longer than I anticipated, but it's been really cool to see you like grow into the leadership skills that I already knew you had, but like then just getting to be more confident with them for stage stuff. And that's been a joy for me as like your former teacher, but then also your friend, just seeing you grow and getting to do all these things. And then getting to take work that both you and James did into the rehearsal room has just been really cool. And I don't know, you've come in to see a couple of rehearsals, James, how's it been seeing the little tidbits of
Seeing
stuff.
the words.
Seeing the words.
Seeing the words on the thing, not the screen. The real screen.
The real screen. Yeah. No, it's been really interesting. Like firstly, I also want to like really, really like commend Julia on this one. Cause like I feel like
yeah, and I feel normal about receiving compliments.
Totally,
so
yeah.
this is really comfortable for me.
You're stuck.
And it's going to be put on the internet forever.
Oh, good. Hey, you know what? It's a good thing I don't listen to podcasts because I'm not going to hear this again. So
She's like, I never have to
Never.
relive hearing these compliments ever again.
I'm just going to sit here with kind of my teeth out and like a half smile.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because after our kind of tabletop sessions were done and Julia and I were solidifying the script and getting it together, which, mind you, a chunk of this was written over the winter break.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Was over the winter holidays, which was very fun.
Yeah.
And interesting. But
You're right,
no.
not back in Arizona.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a very tumultuous time for me back in Arizona. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
it was
Yeah.
it was kind of a rough go of things. James knows.
Yes.
He'd be like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm grappling with some big topics, but let's talk about spice."
And that's what I wanted to commend you for, was that we would during this process, I think we would like check in, work together maybe like twice a week during that period, I think, more or less.
Yeah, it kind of ended up being more close to once a week because
yeah.
we were in also like at that point different time zones too.
Yes. Yeah, we had to work
traveling,
that out too.
Yeah.
But like despite all of that and despite all of what Julia said, when we would meet up, I'd be like, okay, let's go over what we have. And there was one particular time where we went over this and I was like, okay, yeah, let's see what we have. And I opened the document and there is like 35 new pages that were written like in 1 week. And I was like, oh,
Jules was cooking.
Joel was writing, was writing. And then we go over it and, all that sort of stuff. But like, just like the amount of work you've like been putting into this, from brainstorming sessions to tabletop to actually writing it. And then now like being in the room and like assistant directing and watching that in the room as well is like so cool. You don't have to look at me.
Jules is like, please stop perceiving me.
Was just like, it's just been so incredible to see.
Thank you. I am.
She said, please.
No, it's actually been so great because it's so many things that I've wanted to do for a while, and now getting the opportunity to do it has been so fun, and being able to see like, I mean, I love working with Abby, like directing, because I think, all the reinvent shows that I've done, Abby's directed, and that's been such a cool process. And like being able to learn from that and then take some of that into now when I direct, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool.
And it's been,
I love directing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like
really
the-
fun doing
Nice.
AD stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was joking with my mom the other day and she was like asking me, she was like, hey, how's recovery been going? And I was like, it's been great. Honestly, I think the Lord put me down for a couple days just so Jules could get some time to practice directing. Because Jesus knows that if I were in the room that I would not shut up. So he was like, you're just going to be sick for a little bit. Let Jules do her thing. Anyway, I don't think Jesus made me sick. I just think that.
I say, let it be clear, I did not ask that.
Sorry, Jules did not ask Jesus to make Abby sick.
Sorry that you were violently ill
Yeah,
for like
no.
a week straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. No, it's
Lord
fine.
drop, I did. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Okay, here we go. We're gonna blame. I'm gonna blame the Aguilars for this because you know what happened.
What for?
You know what happened?
Oh, yeah.
It was that day that both of those silly billies
And I was in the room for this too, which is
said
crazy.
Macbeth in our theater.
And not only that, they were doubling down.
They were doubling down on it.
Dang.
They were doing the like.
Noah Aguilar, when I said, hey, cool, I need you to leave the room, go say every cuss word you know and spit over your shoulder. Cause like that's just like what you're supposed to do. Not spit over your shoulder, you're supposed to whatever. Anyway, it was fine. I'm flustered now and angry. But no, that smug little guy like doubled down and it was funny. I'm saying all this is very funny. But
They went,
Andrew,
oh, is it, what's the word?
They were like, "Oh, you don't want me to say Macbeth? Is that the word?"
Yeah, and it just kept going, and the entire room was very angry. And except for James, because James thought it was funny. And
James is actively working with that material.
Yeah, James is actively like doing an adaptation writing thing right now. So then, like 20 minutes later, Andrew Aguilar walks in and is like, and says it full chest while I'm directing, while I'm blocking a scene, and I crash out in the middle of it. And you know what happened? James and I both got sick afterwards.
Oh.
Almost like clockwork.
I got sick for laughing, I think. And
the next day, because that was the next day I started feeling kind of weird.
Because I came over here and we were both like, ooh, I was
starting to feel kind of weird, and I was like, and I thought it was stress from like getting ready to go out to Amarillo to go work on Pocatelli.
Yeah.
And then I get to Amarillo the next day, and I'm like, oh, I feel good. Thank goodness none of those singers got sick. But yeah, no, it was crazy. Anyway, this is why Jules got to direct more. It's
because the Aguilar said it, Macbeth.
Yeah,
and you know what? It all worked out.
It worked out great. And it works out great because I have 2 more days that I'll be out for Ben's kids.
You know what's going to happen now? They're going to come in and be like, oh, you're welcome for saying it, by the way.
No, when this comes out, they're going to be like,
you're welcome.
They're going to be like, hey, Julia, we're happy we helped kick off your directing career.
Both of you... little curmudgeons.
Curmudgeons is crazy.
Do not
the K word.
Say that in my rehearsal space again, or I will send you guys out. I will make you do the thing. I am not. Okay, listen. I'm not a superstitious person, but I am a little stitious, and one of the stitiousness is with the Scottish play stuff.
Yeah.
Because
this is going to be very tricky when we actually start.
When you're working on material that like actually has it involved, like
it's different.
It's different. Yeah. But like listen, I'm a Jesus girly. I believe that there's like a bunch of like spiritual warfare happening around us. And I think that there are like little demons that are like specifically the Macbeth ones that are like, that we're going to be like, ooh, let's go cause problems now.
Like,
yeah. You know what?
I have 2 specific instances from when I was directing that something has happened around this as well. The first one was when me and Abby did Little Women in Leavenworth. And our Lori said, oh, what's the big deal with saying Macbeth in the theater? And then we were like, no, and he did the thing. He went along. He was like, okay, cool. Went out and spit it and everything. And we're doing this in February?
Yep.
In Kansas. And so there's one night at the end of our first weekend of shows that, the alleyway behind the theater, which is where they have to walk through to get to the parking lot, is a little bit icy. And so he slips on the ice and twists his ankle. And so I worked with his mom at the time, and she was like, hey, his ankle is really bad. He can barely walk right now. And so for our brush-up rehearsal, I had to stand in for Lori. And he was like fine when he came back the next day. But it was like, you really tested the waters there, bud. And then, and this is one he's going to really beat himself up for the fact that I mentioned this, but one of my seniors in Into the Woods decided to say Macbeth in my office in the black box.
No.
And then that show entirely got canceled.
Oh. I have one that's kind of
and that was
to be fair,
there was other events that I think are more tied to like the actual bad luck than the canceling, like our auditorium being basically unusable for a month straight. I think that's more the direct result, but that is like I have seen things of like,
I just don't
if
mess
I had
with
a
it.
nickel.
I don't invite it. There's certain things that like people will dabble in, and I'm like, I don't invite it into the space because like it's just not a thing.
I had a technical director in my junior college, Jacob Davis. Brother, if you're listening, you're not, but that's okay. But I loved him to death. But he did not believe in any kind of superstitions in theater whatsoever, and would like actively troll people about it. He went up on our cat rail with the lights are on, and while people were working building the set, he shouted Macbeth down into where everyone was working.
That's wild.
And I want you to know the day of when he said this was in late February 2020. I don't think he caused COVID.
No.
I don't think he caused COVID. I think there's more international reasons for that.
What was his name?
Jacob Davis.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame him. They closed my my show opening night, COVID, and it was Jacob Davis. Thank you.
Shout out to J Dave. That's what we called him.
J Dave, nice.
Yeah, no, I it's gotten to the point where like I will like Ben and I have done this for shows, but like I'm at the point with Talon Squad because it is going so well right now that
Almost too well.
but
What do you mean? You're 3 weeks behind schedule.
we're behind. We're so behind.
We're so behind. We open tomorrow.
No. That's just what we say on film. That's what we say on film sets. We say that we're so behind.
I didn't understand that.
No.
So I was about to be like, I don't think we are.
I need my sarcasm sign.
It's just like we're actually kind of
doing
ahead
really
of
well.
schedule.
So actually, I check the schedule every night before I go to bed, and
There was in
I'm
our
pretty sure we're on it.
in our undergraduals, there was a film set we were on that we were like, man, we're doing really good for time and everything. And then something happened, and we ended up like 3 or 4 hours behind schedule after that for the rest of the shoot.
I
So
see.
then
I
for
see.
the rest of our college experience when we were on sets,
we're
we'd
so
be like,
behind.
we're so behind.
so behind.
We're so behind.
The cosmic fake out.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to invite it at all.
But no, we will like I am at the point where like before rehearsals I like just go into the room, mostly because we've started fight choreography, and I will literally like go this is my hippie woo woo Jesus stuff, but I will go lay hands on the floor and pray over the floor and just be like, Lord, please keep everybody's feet on the ground when they're supposed to, and whenever they hit the ground, let it be correctly. Because it is just like, I don't invite the stuff in, send the stuff out.
We'll save that for later.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I am quite interested to see what's going to happen with Something Wicked.
It's gonna be great.
Yes, I mean that's going to be interesting.
We're so behind.
That is all for our origin episode on Talon Squad, Trust, and Turmoil. We are so excited for the next several episodes for you to get to know some of our actors that are going to be portraying the characters that they originated, as well as a few other of our friends that are going to come in and learn more about Cadence and other characters that are involved within the show. Before we end this episode, do y'all want to give a shout out to anyone or anything?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Monica, who
will never hear this because she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yes, but it's kind of it's the spirit of things. This positive energy will find her. Who did her last night of ASMing?
Yes,
2 nights ago for Talon Squad, and is now stepping back, but did great things, and I think has even at this point finished the program already, or has essentially, aside from advertisements. So anyway, she's been super on top of things. And speaking of Abby having to be gone with illness, was like super helpful on nights like that when I just needed another set of eyes too.
This has been quite the dream team behind the table this time around. I'm very, very happy with the team that we have for this one.
It's because we're all women.
Or women adjacent, except for Ben.
Yeah.
And
whatever
Justin.
you want.
I forgot about Justin. Sorry, Justin.
Well, on the
on the consistency,
directing and
the directing and SM stuff.
SM stuff. Yeah, it's all fun.
Yeah. You want to give any shout outs, James?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I generally can't think of it.
Everyone's kind of been really mediocre recently. So,
Yeah, I actually
They haven't earned it.
Yes, I would like to give a shout out to absolutely no one.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I
Heard
love
it
you all,
here
friends.
first. James is a hater. I don't know.
We all know
Elliot's
this.
Elliot's number one op.
Don't get me started.
Oh, that's fun. That's really fun that you have an enemy who's a child.
Who isn't even here yet.
Who's technically not.
She's not here yet.
Not here.
Yeah.
She it is ironic. We are recording Monica and Kobe tomorrow.
Yeah.
For their Juice episode.
Love Monica. Hate Ellie.
Crazy.
That's insane. That is recorded.
And so that's recorded.
Yeah.
And so I know
On the
Monica doesn't
record.
normally like to listen to these podcasts. I'm
But
gonna listen to just this, and I'm gonna clip it, and then I'm just gonna send it to
her
Monica.
the timestamp.
And there's our opener for the episode.
That's way too late in the episode to be the opener.
And this comes out
there's a
next
sweet spot when
Sunday.
I'm
Sunday.
editing that I'm like, anything the first 10 minutes or the last like 5 to 10 minutes is off the table for the opening joke.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
This is kind of good timing though,
we should
because
keep
maybe
talking
some
so
of
that way
the,
it's not in the last.
maybe like some of the hatred.
I can just get it out.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
Maybe let's do that off mic. Anyway,
Trash talk a baby.
who's not even born yet
No, I mean I think that this might help motivate Monica.
Oh.
to
You
listen
know?
to the
To
podcast?
listen to the
No, I mean she's gonna have to have a baby.
Oh.
That's kind of a lot of work.
The motivation for
And so I
getting the
think-
baby out is knowing
It's
that
despite
like
James.
she can hit like barbarian rage. We clip this and we send it to her.
and just play it on.
That's kind of
put that on her birthing playlist that's on Spotify.
That-
Anyway, our next episode of Lord Drop is with our friend Micah, who is playing Amber Timmermans in Talon Squad, Trust and Turmoil. We are going to do a kind of general overview of the organization of Cadence. And it was fun. This was recorded before they were cast in
Yeah.
Talon Squad, Trust and Turmoil.
Oh, interesting.
It was a couple days before auditions.
yeah.
And in my head, I was like, I'm 99.9% positive that I will be casting you in this show. The other 1% would be like if you pooped on the stage or something. I don't know.
and even then we can work around it.
Yes.
Adult diapers exist.
we'll just
it's
sweep it
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so man, trying to keep it hinged, and it's we're off the
And
hinge. There's no
James and I are trying to keep it
Un.
We're the un
We're
part
the
of the
un.
hinge.
You're the
Yeah.
hinge.
I'm just like observing from the corner and be like, okay, it'll work itself out.
we'll land the plane anyway. Oh, that works out great because Micah's character is a pilot. Plane landed.
That's
Wow.
it.
Brother, that stinks. Anyway, so be on the lookout for that next episode.
And remember,
Being fantastic starts with being a fan.
That's
That's good.
Reinvent Productions is proudly sponsored by 5 Points Corporation Lubbock and Savannah Rashida Photography, as well as our other wonderful community patrons. Our home base in Lubbock is Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue. For more information on how to support our 501c3 organization, you can check out our website at www.reinvent-productions.com. To directly support our upcoming audio drama, you can become a Lore Drop sponsor. For just $10, you can sponsor an episode of this podcast. All donations will go towards support for our upcoming production of Children of Destiny Cataclysm Season 1, which will begin releasing episodes June 22nd, 2026. Funds will go towards paying our wonderful voice actors and creative staff for their fantastic talent and time. We have over 30 artists globally working on this production, and we can't wait for you to hear it this summer. You can donate at givebutter.com/Lore Drop sponsor. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at reinvent.productions, as well as on Facebook and Twitch, where we stream gaming and a look behind the scenes on how we create our new works. Be sure to follow us to stay in the loop about upcoming productions, auditions, and more. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lore Drop.